what if the brain is... Okay, so what you do with your brain... Get that chasm. Because they haven't woken up out the brain, which is continually dreaming, because it's a dream crystal for the deceased that fell out of the first because of a war. Anyway, enough of that. So, oops. The amount of folds in your brain equivalent to the amount of focus and delicacy, not food, but care, okay, it takes you to a completion of being good at whatever you're doing in all directions, in all times. And so then, boom, you did it. Way. Now, this means that that brain created a family of brains. And then that family of brains created their own timeline. And that timeline resulted in its own pinnacle, which created its own universe, which goes back to the shape of this one brain. And so then, what you do in a life manifests for you a family who manifests for you a timeline that manifests for you a complete view of the universe where you can... Okay. I wanted to say off this brain, well, there's the... Okay, never mind. That's the... What am I saying here? Combine the two videos. So you just saw that video. Alright. What is going on? And so, shit. The brain without the heart is a mechanized biotech trap maze that leads us into hell. And so, the brain, then the heart. And so the crown must bow to the heart, which can then shine light on the brain, or the projection of the brain, and a larger system can be extrapolated out that you can see. And of course this might be maybe vertical, if you will, in the sense that oops, you have the brain, like a big cotton candy, and the heart. And so then the heart, more or less, radiates through the brain. You could even say it shines rays out that are kind of like the rainbow spectrum of the universe. And you could even say that heart, this is the Terminator line. So the, let's say the water level Terminator line, and then level of conscious awareness, like the sublimation line. Sublimation is, I might have made up another word again, or just improperly pronounced something. And so this so they're this in this theory view dream look thing, they're the same. And so the light which awakens the sea monsters, okay, now we're scribbling again, the undersea beings, okay, in darkness, little critty crawler things, it's just teeth, the big ass mouth, eyes that can't see very far, and feet. It's just that multiplied over and over and over again. And so the light that does that is synonymous from the sunlight, okay, in the water, the wakeful consciousness light of the sun in the Terminator line, and in the sublimation of consciousness. And as well, you could say it's when the heart reaches, the light of the heart reaches the brain and enlightens, but not enlightens that way, I don't want to use the term, it quite literally shines feeling, spiritual feeling, which is a very finite
level of you know, like it's 5G, it's bio 5G, it's normal 5G, it's what, you know. And so that goes in now, and wherever there's little crevices and nooks and crannies of darkness, they're now visible because they're interfaced by the heart. So you can't feel your own darkness with your brain. You can't see it. You have to feel it, just like you can't feel brain surgery. So you have to use your heart to more or less infiltrate the brain, but it's not infiltrating. It's like it surrounds it, but then that casts away the veil, which is really just arrogance or ignorance and darkness, and that it's not actually a veil. But it's been recreated as a project, if you will, to kind of make Earth like a training program, and it's now technologically activated, so you can turn it on and off at will depending on your own consciousness. Earth became a seashell of divine order, right? You do all that, and then you get, what do you get? Come on now. Once all the parasite things go out, you get the peacock / seashell with the pearl and the reflection, hyperbolic, well, not the hyperbolic, but the pure awareness reflecting in all directions and all dimensions. And then that's your shining consciousness as a holographic containment of all information, as if it's beaming in from every angle of the universe, and your information field is the size of the universe. But to do that, the heart has to be there, and so the heart has to be there. If it's not, the soul is in here, and it's literally like a maze that's also a face, that's also a body, that's also a time, that's also a trap, that's a memory, that's a trauma, whatever, that's a grave, a coffin, a blah blah blah, fear, a phobia, a sickness, and our soul just endless. It's like it's like a rat in a maze. Whatever it is puts us in there, and then it just waits to see how long we get out, and once we get out, it makes a bigger one that we're getting chucked in. Like, that's literally what happens without the heart. And so I wanted to add that onto the end of the last video, because the brain alone is the monster that's trying to, like, parasitically suck the energy and the life force hormones out of the spine and the organ system, which is requiring the heart, because the heart doesn't pump the fluid around, it pumps the love, which means the entity wouldn't be there without it. You can have a brain, but if there's no heart, there's not a... So you see. So it's an important thing I wanted to say. Thank you.